And he had this nigga in a headlock. Like, who the fuck you think you talking to? Who you think you disrespecting? And so, to me, I hope I'm not alone in this, but that turned me on. Like, hey girl, hey, it's your girl Jasmine, and welcome to the Softest Read Book Bay Awards. Woo! Y'all, I am super excited to talk about these book bays that I have collected throughout the year from books that I enjoyed throughout the year. These are the men who had me blushing, stressed out, emotionally invested, y'all, and questioning my standards all year long. They have also lived rent-free and utilities-free inside my mind. And so there is no specific ranking order of these awards that I'm about to share. So let's get into it. First up is the Softest Place to Land Award. You know, I had to do it one time for the Softest Read, y'all. But this award goes to Rome from Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. Now, not only is Rome fine as fuck with a beard, an athletic build, and dark eyes, dark, smooth skin, what qualifies him for this Book Bay Award is that Rome is emotionally intelligent and deeply attentive. He notices how Janelle constantly puts herself last and how she's always bending over backwards to help everybody, even her fucked up sister. But he was constantly in her corner and he was constantly telling her that no is a full sentence and she needs to start using no more often with her family members and encouraging her to be selfish for herself. Another thing I love the most about Rome is the fact that acts of service is a huge green flag for me and a love language of mine. And Rome anticipates Janelle's needs without even being told what to do. Like, she wasn't asking him to do these things. He was just doing it for her. He even offers himself as a stress ball, okay? When the pressure got too much for her, he was like, use me as your stress reliever. And we all know what that meant. He was talking about his tool. And sis was hopping on it every chance she could because she was stressed. Do you hear me? They had her stressed in that damn book. I will never, ever forgive her family members for what they did to her in that book. I still want to fight them to this day. To this day, y'all. And between me and you, girl, and this might sound really, really crazy, but the type of man that I envision being my future husband, it's literally Rome. Like, it's literally him. Because that man was so supportive, oh my goodness, of Janelle. Janelle went through a lot in that book. As I said, I'm still recovering from what she's gone through, and I still want to fight. It was just too much. And I did not intend for this to be longer than what it's supposed to be, just so like a little brief 1-2 on why I selected him for this award. But it just came to mind that there was another thing that I need to highlight and talk about, because Rome is that dude. Do you hear me? He also supported her dreams of opening up a health center for Black women by helping her financially secure the place for her to have her center. Not only did he help her financially secure the place, but he coughed up some more coins and funds to bring it to life. That meant a lot, because if you read the book, you know how much Janelle was like singled out and kind of always had to handle things by herself. So Rome truly became Janelle's soft landing, being so supportive. He was a supportive lover who was always there to pour into her mentally and emotionally, while also supplying her with the good old vitamin D. And like I said, I want me a real life Rome. I need me and him in real life. Now, y'all, I love this next award, okay? And I'm sure y'all will too, okay? This next award goes to Ocean from Applying Pressure by Siobhan Latrice. And when I tell y'all, I have not only been on a BDSM book bay reading binge all of this year, but I've also been on an Unhinged book bay reading binge. And Ocean from Applying Pressure, he literally takes the cake for the most unhinged with Demon Dick Award. When I tell you, this man literally possesses a tall, dark, and handsome requirement that's needed for initial appeal for this award. In the book, he's described as a gorgeous man with chocolate skin, perfect teeth, broad shoulders, and freshly styled dreads. And beyond his looks, though, his status as the best quarterback in the NFL and a successful entrepreneur. And we know he got shmoney. But despite him being these beautiful things, this man is very much so Looney Tunes. But still book bail. Now let me be clear. I know what I'm about to say about Ocean Pendrell might sound like he doesn't deserve to be on a book bail list. But baby, yes. Somebody unhinged with some good demon dick gotta make this list, okay? And the reason why he made this list is because he was all gas and no brakes behind Naomi, who is the female main character in the book. And listen, he took that "I'll kill for you" trope seriously. He was not playing around when it came to Naomi. From the moment he laid eyes on her, he saw her as his wife, and he quickly told her, any other nigga that you've been talking to, or any nigga that's currently in your life that you consider your boyfriend, husband, whomever, is irrelevant. Consider him dead to you, okay? And if he's not dead, basically, he had murder on his mind. Like, it was just something about Naomi that he was like, this is my woman, and whoever's in the way, they're gonna get eliminated. And he was not playing. This man killed so many people in this book. And it was a lot of people, y'all, that were, some of these deaths were unnecessary, uncalled for. And some of them were called for, okay? They were necessary. But he was legitimately Looney Tunes, psychotic behind Naomi. And she ain't even gave him the kitty yet. She didn't even give him the kitty yet. After their initial meeting in the club, they met in the club, and like I said, he was obsessed with her to the point that like he was reaching out to her. He had somehow found her phone number. He was reaching out to her, and she was like rejecting all of his advances. And this nigga didn't hear no. Like, he was like, I'm gonna keep applying pressure. Hence the name of the book. And to sis foes. And he was doing all kinds of stuff to like kind of infiltrate himself into her life. For instance, he installed cameras in her home and she didn't even know. He was just watching her on some peeping Tom shit. And like I said, he was like super protective of her and super obsessed with her. Like, there were instances like, cause she had her own stuff going on, and he was helping solve her issues that she had going on, and he was doing things anonymously. And so she would just find out like, oh shit, somebody, like, how did this happen or whatever, but it was really him behind it all. He was helping to elevate her life in ways that she didn't even know like he was doing, like he was the one behind it. I'll give y'all an example of what he did. Like, he came to her financial rescue because her parents were at risk of losing their home. And so I think they owed like $60,000 to whomever. And so he paid that money to prevent her parents from losing their home. And he did that anonymously. And then he also was doing like these grand romantic gestures for Naomi. Like, he was literally applying pressure and weighing her down for her to like see him in a new light, like see him as potentially a partner or a lover. So one of Ocean's grand gestures was him sending her 100 red roses with the $100 bills wrapped around each rose. Okay, so y'all, hello. He's giving her money and roses. He gave her $100 per rose. Y'all do the math, okay? Do the math. And did y'all hear me call this award most unhinged man with demon dick? This man was delivering such good vitamin D that had Naomi and me so enthralled that after she found out that he was a serial killer and that he was behind all of these deaths and that he had installed cameras in her home, like after everything came out, sis literally turned a blind eye to it all in the name of toxic love, honey, and good dick from a man who quite literally changed her life and did anything and everything for her, because that's how much he was so into her. He was like a savior. He came, swooped in, and literally helped alleviate a lot of the issues that she was experiencing in her life and in her family's lives. And he also was like remembering the littlest of things. Like there would be some things that she would say that she liked, something as small as like her favorite coffee to drink in the morning. He was making sure that she had that shit too. And it's the little things for me. It's the little things like that that would make me fall in love. Like, wow, you remember my favorite coffee order? You remember my favorite color? Oh my God. Like, it's just little stuff like that that would have me swoon over a nigga. And I literally swooned over Ocean. I was like, he was killing all these people. He actually had this nigga in a headlock in the club because he had basically bumped into her and like straight up disrespected Naomi. And he had this nigga in a headlock. Like, who the fuck you think you talking to? Who you think you disrespecting? And so, to me, I hope I'm not alone in this. But that turned me on. Like, come on, y'all. Like, come on. I'm not alone in this. So, that's why he gets the most unhinged book bae with Demon Dick Award. Hands down. Second up is the I'd Risk It All award, and this award goes to Namir from The Secret World of Maggie Gray by Granger. Now, Namir qualifies for this award because outside of him being a chocolate, light-eyed, athletically fit, deliciously dominant werewolf, he was super consistent with how he stood up for Maggie. Namir also literally defied his own family's orders of him to fall back from Maggie. And he was like, nah, fuck all that. And even separated himself from his wolf pack. And to separate yourself from the wolf pack means like you are going no contact permanently. There is no way back into the wolf pack. So once you're on the outs, you're on the outs forever. And Namir did that all in the name of love for Maggie. Not to mention, he's high-key a romantic. When I tell you the type of dates that he was taking Maggie on were just so cute and romantic and meaningful. And once he found out that she was a virgin, he became very intentional about getting to know her before they got physical. And he kept like, it was not like a threat, but he kept telling her like, girl, you have no idea. I'm going to take good care of you when I actually do give it to you. You know, like on... Like Namir, like he was saying, yeah, I'm gonna break you in real slow. He that dude. Namir was super self-aware and he was always admitting to Maggie that he was worried about hurting her and that way if they were to get physical, because he knew like he had to really control himself around her. Like he was obsessed with Maggie and he was constantly promising, or like I said, threatening her, saying like things like, you know, I'm gonna handle you with care and I'm gonna break you in real slow. And he was showing all kinds of like desire and really wanting to get to know Maggie outside of just a physical connection. But he was also making it very clear that once she submitted herself to him and him to her and they actually did the thing, that it was gonna be memorable and that sis was gonna be basically in good hands. What I also loved about Namir was his show of public display of affection, especially when he claimed her, when he kissed her in front of the whole student body and staff. And he didn't give a damn, despite him knowing how the optics may have looked with a werewolf being with a first family, somebody from the first family. He knew the optics looked fucked up, you know. And he's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. It's you who I want to be with, and I don't care about anybody that has something to say about it. And that's what solidified him in my book of book bays this year, because I was like, the fact that he did that, he went against the grain, he went against his family, he went against so many things just to love on Maggie. And that's why he's won this award. I'd risk it all, because he literally has. Now this next award goes to Quamir Inferno from the Capri Books by Jaquel J. And this award is called the Tatted Zaddy with a Soft Heart. Now y'all, let's be clear. When I read the Capone books earlier this year, Capone, he was book bae from the start. So I thought he was it for me. But I had not yet met Quamir Meerkat Inferno yet. And y'all, I've been obsessed with this man ever since I was introduced to him in the Capri books. And right from the jump, I knew he was going to be Zaddy. I knew he was gonna be Zaddy. So for those of y'all who don't know, Quamir is a high-ranking member of the Infernal Gods, a ruthless East Coast biker gang. And the reason why he qualifies for this Book Bay Award is because he balances lethal street authority with real emotional intelligence that is just so sexy to see. Quamir has a lot of sex appeal. It's in his menacing smile, his lazy eye gaze from smoking all the damn weed, his toffee colored skin that's covered in tattoos that extend all the way up to his neck, and it's also in his commanding presence that Capri describes as a work of art. And I saw this art too, because I'm like, Quamir, he just sounds like a real thugged out delicious man, because he just sounded like the model street dude that you wanted to be with. And not to mention, this man is a superior protector. Like, being fiercely protective is his default setting. His entire priority in his life is the safety of his inner circle. What makes him stand out the most is the contrast of it all. Like, we know that Quamir is a savage in the streets. He does not fucking play. And he's fully capable of demonic behavior when necessary. But when it comes to his wife and children, he is so soft. He's gentle. He's intentional. He leads his household with purpose. He provides. He takes his role as a husband and a father seriously. And it's just so beautiful to see on the pages. What solidified him as a book bae in my book is the fact that he's deeply supportive and he openly admires Capri's success. You know, like, some dudes be feeling some sort of way if the woman in their lives is pretty much excelling career-wise or making more money than them or doing something that they might be just even the slightest little bit jealous of, and all of a sudden they start internalizing that and it eats up their masculinity, and next thing you know, they act real shifty and fucked up towards their partner. But that never happens to Quamir. Like, Quamir admires who his boss chick is by his side, and honestly, he's the only dude in the book, in the entire Jocko J series, that from what I have read so far, he's the only one that bagged the boss chick. Capri's a boss chick, okay? And I love seeing that. I love seeing that because in the other characters, like Capone and Capadonna, they wifed up women who really... Don't even get me started. I'm not gonna get started on that. But I like Aaron, but I don't like Elia that much. And I have shared why. I'm not gonna share it here. This is about Quamir. But I really appreciate the fact that he bagged him a boss ass chick. And her success really made him proud to have her on his arm. You know what I mean? And I was like, that shit is so sexy. Cause I consider myself a boss chick and I want a boss ass nigga. Like, I don't want no nigga that,
you got a fool with niggas. I mean, nigga people. Oh, Lord.
I don't want no man that is intimidated by my brains and by my successes. And Quamir, he's turned on by Capri's successes. He's turned on by the way her mind operates. And to me, it was just sexy to see. It was just enjoyable. I enjoyed it so much. He celebrated her and he made it a point to never let a day go by without reminding her of her value. And because of that, I love me some Quamir. And that's the good man, Savannah. Period. The last award of the night is called the High Risk, High Reward Award. And this award goes to Israel from Roulette by Gray Huffington. Now, I gave Israel this award because being with him is exactly that. High risk, high reward. Israel is like a fortress made of obsidian. He's hardened by life and is a no-nonsense man. He's dark, imposing, and the genuinely dangerous man to approach. You are literally putting yourself at risk with a man like him. He is a man who will execute his enemies with a knife or a gun without hesitation. He's 40 years old and super wise and super wealthy. He's built a luxurious life for himself, having dealings with the streets, and also retired from those same streets. But don't get it twisted. He's still very much so not the one or the two. Once you are welcome into the life of a man like Israel, you are granted a life of absolute safety and royal abundance. This is a grown man with the 90s Denzel swag that we're talking about. He has this commanding, yes, daddy, I'll do anything you ask me to do presence. And Roulette, if y'all have read the book, you know that she does not yield her power or control to anybody. She's very much so, I make the rules. I tell you what to do. But with Israel, like, if he can tell you what to do, then he can tell you what to do. But if he can't tell me what to do, then he can't tell me what to do. Literally, Israel is that type of nigga that can tell you what to do and you would do it immediately, no questions asked. But the reward is that beneath the dominance is real emotional depth. Like, we see it in how he shows up for his daughter who's super depressed in the book. And if you have read the book, you know why she's depressed. And I love the way that he was handling that situation and how he understood trauma and how attentive of a lover and a father he is. That's what made me fall in love with Israel, because a lot of male characters that we read in these books don't have that patience, or I don't think we've ever really seen them deal with trauma like that, like in the way that I watched Israel handle trauma and also handle his daughter, who is much older. She's a teenager, and y'all know how teenagers' emotions are. They're amplified times 10. And so just seeing him be a father, it was super attractive to me. One of my favorite moments is when he's so eager to fuck Roulette, because they're at their yacht dinner date and she's looking scrumptious in this beautiful red dress. And he's like super eager to undress her and have her at that table. And so he literally clears the table, and on top of the table before he cleared it was a vase of roses that he had gifted her, right? And so he knocks everything to the floor. But then when he looks back up and he looks at her and she's still seated in the chair, she's just watching him. But she has like a hint of hurt behind her eyes, and he sees that hurt. And he's like, it registers to him that he's fucked up. Like, he's gotten way too beyond himself. And he basically asks her if she's ever received roses before. And him seeing the heartbreak in her eyes breaks him. He literally drops to his knees on the floor and collects each stem and basically puts the flowers back together for her, and then promises that she will never ever have to ask for flowers again. And I was just like, damn, the fact that he picked that up, like, it registered to him after that moment that he fucked up, and that, like, why does she feel that way? Like, you know, does she not find me attractive too? Does she not want to get this pipe? But her seeing those flowers scattered, it registered to him that she had never, ever received flowers before. And then, two, it pissed this man off. He was like, how dare these motherfuckers who ever had the opportunity to be graced with her presence never gifted this woman flowers before. Murder was going through his mind on killing all her exes who had never, ever gifted her roses. And I was like, wow, Israel was genuinely disrespected. Like, he wanted to kill all these niggas. This scene did something for me. And if y'all couldn't tell from that scene that he's a certified pleaser, he would do anything for Roulette and to make sure that she was pleased with him and what he was doing for her in her life and how he contributed to his life. Like, he was very intentional about what he brought to Roulette's life. Because if y'all know about the Childers family, if y'all have been keeping up with the Grey Huffington books, then y'all know that the Childers family, they're really wealthy. They have it all. If you're going to want to be one of these Childers girls, women, you have to come correct. Because these are women who have all the money in the world. They have experienced a lot of things. You have to do some kind of grand gesture to even get them to take interest in you. And so Israel, he understood that, honey. And Israel, he definitely came correct when it came to Roulette. Like, he's the type of man to buy some land just because his wife is cramping. Like, if she's cramping, she's stressed out, he's gonna go buy her an island. Period. He's gonna do whatever he can to, like, alleviate her stress and remove any obstacles in her life and to bring happiness into her life. So he turns a lot of pressure into peace. And like what I said about Rome, if I were to be wiped up by any of these book bays that I talked about today, it'll be Rome and Israel. Israel is on that list too to wipe me. Now y'all, I do have some honorable mentions of book bays that I've already done full book chats on. And these are Declan Danger from the Danger series, Capone Delgado, and Caesar from Losing Control by Lady Nisha. If y'all want to check out those book chats, I have dropped the video links in the description. That wraps up my 2025 Book Bay Awards. These men literally set the bar, raised my expectations, and honestly had me wishing I could be a side character and a side mistress in one of these books. Let me stop fucking playing, because I know Roulette will beat my ass. Roulette Chowders? She would beat my ass. Let me stop playing. Now, if your favorite book bay had made the list, then you know why. But if I missed one, drop his name in the comments, because I'm always accepting recommendations. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today and attending the award show, and I will see y'all next time. Mwah.